The Norse building an attack here, and a good pass, finding some space. And the shot on goal is saved. Just takes an extra touch and is unable to get the shot off. And then a long rip from number 12, Tristan Springer, is handled easily from Hogan.
Just because of that one mishap that Luther has. Other throughout this game, they've been playing really solid. Off the bench, he's played in pretty much all of McAllister's games, despite only starting in 3 of them.
Jake Burke's kick goes into the middle, headed on, I believe, by a Tommy defender, but goes directly to the hands of Hogan, and he's going to play this one forward. And he kicks it directly to Ellihausen. Good sign for the Tommies. As the Norse have a dangerous opportunity, still in the box now, and a good sliding tackle from Mulvihill, but a good hard shot. Aidan Hogan keeps it out. The Norse still in the box with the ball. The shot comes in from...
Oh, and right to the keeper. So the save by Hogan.
They have, and that they were second in the MIAC to St. Thomas, who's had as probably one of the best years in a long time.
And the Scots find some space. They're going. The ball's still up in the air. And very, very close opportunity. That's number 23, Nigel Nielsen, in the corner, fighting for it, but that is cleared out very nicely by Ellihausen. And Luther will try to set up their attack yet again. That one chipped right into the box. Aidan Hogan, no problem, going to come out and collect that.
An offense that generates a lot of opportunities and pressure. St. Thomas, it's the same way. And yeah, they know it's going to be a close game. They don't really need to panic at all. They know they're good.
And a turnover right there, and goalkeeper Aidan Hogan comes out in a hard collision as both cleats of the Luther player go directly into his chest, but I think he's going to be okay. The referee's going to talk to number 31, Benjamin Keller there, just to let him know that it was cleared out by bottom. Tommy's just trying to get that one all the way out. And that's played right over the top dangerously.
It's your last game. And that was your last game, and you end it. And I think that was one of the things that we saw that looked scary for St. Thomas, is we talked a lot about Mark Height. Mark Height and St. Scholastica, when they were down 0-1, actually missed a huge penalty kick in St. Thomas's favor, and you know that could have been if they wouldn't have scored later on in that game, that could have been the last thing that he left at St. Thomas was that missed penalty kick that could have tied the game, but it didn't happen like that.
Well, I don't think McAllister's really going to panic too much. They still have 37 minutes left in this half. They've been playing solid. They've had
Marshall into Young. Young taking off the ball. A good opportunity from Natty here. And he plays that one too far to the near post and out of bounds.
Here comes the throw in. Headed towards the net. It was right to.
This one played into the middle. Norris have some time. And a shot from number 12, Bernardo Moratti.
Get something in the box, maybe get an awkward deflection here. The big throw-in comes in, headed straight upward, and Hogan comes out and wrestles that one down out of the air.
And a shot off the volley. Doesn't look like it was going to make its way completely on net, and Aidan Hogan does come out and collect it. But some crowd trying to fire up their team.
Yep, that's something that McAllister really has going for them right now, is they're playing at St. Thomas.
Your hand doesn't go too far out. Mark Height definitely wasn't intended. Wouldn't want to get a handball in that particular situation or any situation. But now Luther has a dangerous free kick.
Bruno Colin to take the free kick. He plays it hard. And Hogan able to make the original save, but wasn't able to hold on. Height all the way back to Hogan. Hogan back to Gwitt. Pressure from the freshman. That played through into space. Hogan comes out, and the ball's still loose, but he's able to finally jump on top of that and secure it. for the Tommies.
Hogan had to cut down to 8.
Ooh, just bit behind Para, but he'll go get it. And curls towards the net, but it'll bounce up and be picked up there. Haro got in the way.
Holding onto the ball can be a little tricky, but nevertheless makes the save.
Hogan looking for Shirley. Shirley mistimes the header. Score will end 1-0 at the end of the first half. Played through in a last-second opportunity. Hogan comes out and collects barely in time as Josh Miller. A hard tackle from Nash. He gets all of the ball and a little bit of the player. The referee says no foul, but wants to make sure the player's okay. Looks like he is, and he gets back up as the Tommies play out. O'Driscoll tries the cross, deflected by Height. Marshall collects and clears it out. And a shot from number 23, Nigel Nielsen. That shot came out of nowhere, and it was a good shot. Aidan Hogan got to it, felt comfortable, but came a little bit harder than I think he was expecting and was unable to grab a hold of it. So the Norse will have their first corner kick of the second half.
We've seen that this has kind of been the one issue with Aidan Hogan's goaltending today is he's struggling to hold on to the ball. Shots that are right at him. He's doing a decent job, but he gets that one, grabbing it right out of the air. And I think a lot of times when you're a keeper, just speaking from what I see, is that sometimes you think a shot's going to come hard, but then once it kind of gets within your hand.
Contributors are seniors this year, so motion's got to be running high for them.
Yep, and we'll see a corner kick here from McAllister. This one's going to come to the far post. Still there, and it is handled by Hogan. We saw an acrobatic attempt. Definitely not impossible. They're a very good team. They can definitely make it up, but it is going to take a lot of work and possibly a little luck. So we'll see what Luther does, if they're going to try and change up any of their tactics, change up their formation to become more attacking. We'll probably find out in the next coming minutes as the coach decides himself.